cozy. So for those of you who haven't been to any of these before, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the new moon, what it has in store for all of us. Then we're going to break it down into the specific horoscopes. And then after that, we'll go into our like journaling, our meditation, some action steps, and a tarot card reading. So also I had someone ask me what are the letters after my name, and they are registered dietitian is the RD, and DCN is a doctor of clinical nutrition. So that's my background is in nutrition mostly. My doctorate was more focused on holistic health, but I'm a firm believer that, you know, you can't heal physically if you're not healed spiritually. So that's why I like to do these moon circles, and I love working with the moon. So basically, what is a new moon? It is the start of a lunar calendar. I will say, sorry, I'm just going to say one thing. For those who are deaf, a lot of what I say is on the slides. I type most of it out. So if someone wants to, if you can just type that in the chat and let her know that if she reads the slide, I'll try to spend some extra time on each one. Of course. Of them. Cool. Okay, so back to the moon. What is a new moon? It is the start of a lunar calendar. It's the first lunar phase of the moon cycle. And when we have a new moon, we don't see it in the night sky because it's between the earth and the sun, and we can't see it. It's basically a dark sky. You'll see a lot of stars. The beginning of a new personal cycle is basically what it symbolizes. So it's really a time to turn over a new leaf, start new projects, manifest our goals, those types of things for the next month that has in store. So the new moon's effects, the moon has a gravitational pull on the elements. If you think about the earth, it affects the tides, lots of things. It affects animals. So if you think about humans, we are 70% water. The moon actually has an effect on our body physiologically, not just spiritually. Things like affecting our blood pressure, our heart rate, our moods, our sleep. It can help to accelerate hair growth. It can make weight loss easier. It can increase your sex drive, all that good stuff. So for this moon in Taurus, we've got, it happened yesterday at 2:58 p.m. And we've got this like very grounded earth energy coming through with Taurus. It's really actually just like a very cozy like sense of like serenity, comfort, joy in the little things in life, just all this good stuff. So Taurus is really known for its love of beauty and material things. You might find yourself actually wanting to purchase some expensive items. I know I've had that experience the past couple of days, but you might find yourself like extra wanting those things or kind of making these purchases. You're like, do I really need that? Or I really want it? And that's kind of that Taurus energy coming through. Just take caution because, you know, finances are important to keep track of. And if on a whim you're buying something that's way out of your budget, it might not be the best idea. So kind of take caution with that. Tauruses are also really connected to their home. So you might feel the urge to like hibernate a little bit. Maybe you just want to stay home instead of going out and partying. That's totally fine. Embrace this downtime right now because as summer comes up, we tend to be a lot more active. We tend to be going outside more, doing a lot more things. So just embrace this downtime for the next couple of days. It's also an ideal time to plant some seeds, both literally and figuratively. So thinking like the seeds of your manifestations, the seeds of your intentions, but also like literally in the earth right now. It's spring. It's a really good time to plant your produce, to plant your flowers, start your garden, things like that. So really good time to plant seeds. It's also, like I said, encouraging us to kind of stay put, lounge around, indulge in ourselves. So I always think of like when you're laying on the lawn chair and you've got someone like feeding you grapes, another person's like fanning you. It's like that type of energy. You really just want to like indulge yourself. Tauruses can also play a role in our finances. So there's kind of the flip side of you might be able to experience more financial abundance, which would be awesome, but also kind of wanting to spend more money as well. but it's a really good opportunity, this new moon, to get clear on your goals and your intentions around money as we get into the summer months where we tend to spend a little bit more, are a little bit more active, doing more things. Especially now that COVID's kind of coming to a little bit of an end, at least in the United States, where we're able, things are opening up more. So there is an underlying theme of wanting to grow and to expand, but we really want to take into account our inner limits and our responsibilities. It's really important that we don't expand ourselves too much or take on too many things where we can't handle them all. If you're in the dating world, this is a really good new moon to engage in discussion. So, you know, if you're looking for a partner, it's a really good time to use your words and actually like pay attention to the discussions that you're having and see if they're mentally stimulating for you. That's a really good way to start a new relationship. If you're in a relationship, it's a really good time to boost those communication skills. We have Gemini and Mercury right now, which is Gemini. Its ruling planet is Mercury, so it's at home, and it's really activating our throat chakras and encouraging us to communicate. There is also a lot of change coming up at the end of May because we are going to be moving into eclipse season. So this new moon is before that, and eclipse season, the energy gets a little wonky, it gets a little crazy. So we really want to take the energy of this new moon, keeping us grounded, keeping us strong in our intentions, and use it to propel us forward. Because once eclipse season hits, you'll notice as we do these moon circles, we're not going to be manifesting because you never know what you're going to get when you manifest during eclipse season. So right now is kind of like your get it all done, get it out. Let's set those manifestations up. So for the new moon ritual, we are going to go into our horoscopes first. We will pull a tarot card. We're going to do some action steps about like what we can physically do to bring in this new moon. We will journal a little bit. We're going to share if anyone feels called to share, and then we're going to meditate. So right now, if you haven't already grabbed like a journal, a pen, some paper, anything like this, go ahead and do so. I have been saging, but I'm going to just sage again so that all of the energy is clear for the rest of our circle and that we only have good intentions coming in. My sage is a little burnt out, I think. Here we go. All right. If you have sage and you want to sage, that's totally fine. If you have a candle that you want to light, you can do that as well. I have a candle here. I've also got some sage and some incense. So I'll just get those lit. There we go. All right. I have a couple of crystals with me today. The first one is a selenite tower. Selenite is really good for just in general cleansing and good for manifesting. It's one of the only crystals that you don't have to cleanse after you use it because it cleanses itself, which is pretty cool. I also have a Kyanite Blade. You notice that it's blue. It is good for the throat chakra, and you're going to see with these horoscopes and that Gemini and Mercury, it's really encouraging us to like speak our truth, embody our authentic selves. So this one really spoke to me. I always pronounce this wrong. I think it's Untitled, but I just love this crystal. It's very good to open up the heart. And for me, it spoke to me for this moon circle. So I don't always go with very specific reasons. Sometimes it's just me wanting it. So that's why this one's here. And then I've got some lava stones both on a string here, and then one that I actually picked up in Iceland when I was there. So these are really good for dispelling any negative energy and keeping us safe and keeping us grounded. So those are the crystals that I'm working with today. All right, so hopefully everyone has their things, and we're gonna go ahead and get started with the horoscopes. So I always recommend you check your sun and your rising sign. Your sun sign is what most people know when they say like, I'm a Gemini, I'm a Taurus, whatever it is. Your rising sign, if you don't know it, you can go to any online astrological chart calculator. You can go to like Astro Charts, I believe is one of them. And look for, it's going to be either your rising or your ascendant. It has two names, but you can look for that because this is going to speak to that as well. In order to find that, though, you do need to know what time you were born at and where you were born. So, starting with Aries, this is a time for Aries to reevaluate your self-worth and check in with your values. Look into money habits and manifestations. It's also encouraging you to interact with those around you, and you may experience a little bit of a boost in your social life. There may be a little bit of tension though here, because we really want to focus on are the people that you're surrounded with like your true tribe. So are you around people that want the best for you, that are, lifting you up and really inspiring you? Or are you around people where you feel like you're stuck in the same rut and I'm with the same people and I'm doing the same things and nothing's changing? So kind of take notice of that. It's really important. You are the 5 people that you surround yourself with. That is actually like been scientifically proven. So if you want something in life and you feel like you have not been able to get it, surround yourself with the people that have it. And it's going to be able to help you really manifest what you want. Next is Taurus. So this is the beginning for your social life. It's a new beginning here, really focusing on like who you are amongst the backdrop of supportive friends and community. So really like, who are you? Who are you hanging out with? How do they make you who you are? Very similar to that concept with Aries. We're going to see this as like an overall theme for all of the signs throughout this new moon, but looking at your community too. And you might experience a little bit of tension between your career and what fulfills you. So this is like, if you're working a job that maybe doesn't make you super happy, or you're just working it because you need the money and you would be too afraid to let a very stable position go, which is majority of people that I speak to. Now you're really gonna feel that tension. This moon is asking you to not settle. It's really asking you to see who you are, who you want to become, and focus like on how you can embody that through your work. We weren't put on this planet to work a job that we hate just so that we can have enough money to retire and enjoy the last few years of our life. It's really important that when you do things, that you're doing them because they fulfill you. And make sure to focus on your self-care, because that's going to be really important, especially if you're one of those people that does not enjoy their job or their work, then self-care is going to be extra important to make sure that you don't burn yourself out. For Geminis, this is a very healing moon. It's asking us to surrender to your path and really use your intuition to guide you. So this is a time of resetting, resting, recharging, really to better show up for your purpose. It's also a good time to detox if you are a Gemini. Sagittarius is as well, but we'll get there in a second. So let go, find peace in isolation. Geminis are probably going to feel that like wanting to kind of be homelier and isolate and be a little bit of a homebody a little bit more this new moon. But expect expansion. And this is expansion by going inward. When you go inward and you can figure out what it is that you want, use your intuition to guide you, you can expect to have, these amazing things that might have been blocked from you before come out. You'll be getting a lot of answers to questions that you might have, things like that. Next is Cancer. And this new moon is focusing on you as a part of something bigger. So looking at not just who you are and you're the center of the universe, of your own universe, that kind of thing, but who you are and how you can affect those around you. And also like maybe working on something that's going to benefit a lot of people. So travel, knowledge, and teaching are really heightened themes for Cancers right now. It's important to find your community and broadcast what you have to share, because your wisdom is actually going to help those around you. And if you stay open to possibilities, you might experience a lot of expansion. So this is really important. If you are, if you thought you were going to be doing something and it doesn't end up happening how you wanted it to or how you thought it would, just be open to what's going on, because it might actually open up more opportunities for you in the future. That's basically what that means. So for Leos, this moon is a new beginning for your reputation. This is all about like reinventing yourself, how you present to the world, and what success means to you. So again, that theme of like finding your purpose and living your purpose, this is really strong for Leos as well. So Leos might feel the need to really like ground down. That could be with someone or something, just like connecting, whether it's your home, whether it's a significant other or a best friend, or maybe even a coworker that you just feel like a deep connection with right now. That's going to be extra strong. Consider your career though, and what it is that you want to be known for. So if you are someone who works at a bank and you're a bank teller and you absolutely love your job, that's amazing. You want to be known as a bank teller, so you're on your purpose. But if you're someone who works at a bank and you just want to be a pop star, well, you know, that's not your calling, that's not your purpose. So it's important to figure out what your career is. Is it what you want to be known for? And if it's not, then find something that's fulfilling for you. For Virgos, the new moon is all about adventure and travel. It's a really great time for one-on-one experiences that help teach you about the world and new cultures. So this is more about like, okay, if you want to travel, maybe if you go somewhere, you take a local cooking class and you learn how to cook a new cuisine, or you meet with someone in your community who's starting a new nonprofit or something along those lines, so that you can like learn about new cultures, you can learn about the world. Your wanderlust is going to result in personal expansion. So what you learn from others, you're going to be able to take on and help just expand your knowledge and your habits, the way you live your life. Just don't forget about your health and your well-being. This is really important, especially if you are a Virgo and if you are traveling. Don't forget that just because you're traveling doesn't mean that all of your self-care rituals go out the window. And it's a really good time to learn about new perspectives. So trying to see things from someone else's point of view. Libras, this is about commitments and financial investments, this new moon. So it's asking us to make gains by showing up reliably, doing what you say you're going to do, and finding balance in work relationships. So if you said you were going to go to that Tuesday night happy hour after work, and Tuesday comes around and you don't want to do it, you changed your mind, stick with it, because you're going to have new opportunities that are coming to you by sticking with what you said you were going to do. So for example, maybe you go to that happy hour and your boss is there and your boss tells you how great you're doing, and then that puts the seed, the idea in, and the next week you get a promotion, something along those lines. So really just making sure that you stick with what you say you're going to do. It's also a good time to learn something new and to be creative. For Scorpios, this moon focuses on intimate relationships and how you react and respond to others. So looking into your sense of partnership, looking at your one-on-one interactions, what is really meaningful to you, how can you make these worth your time? It's also a really good time to contemplate your ideal spouse. So what this means, or business partner, or really important person in your life. But really what this means is, if you are single and you've been looking for someone, now is the time to take out your journal, write down all of the things, all of the qualities that you want in an ideal mate, and start to manifest that in. If you are starting a new business and you're looking for a business partner, write down all of the things that you want your business partner to have, to look like, to do, the qualities, all of those things. Write them down, try to manifest them. Your zone of home, family, and roots are going to be illuminated, so you might feel a little bit extra homey, a little bit more called to like root yourself down. For Sagittariuses, this is about home and like just general, your environment around you. Really finding habits and a way of living that are sustainable. So if Sagittariuses are very known for being like here and there and traveling and, you know, kind of all over the place. It's really important to have like roots, and whether you root yourself to a place, whether you root yourself to a person, whether you root yourself to yourself, but just having that grounded energy so that you don't get lost. And focus on self-care rituals. Again, that's really important. Now would be a good time to detox and to reevaluate your daily routine. So if you every morning, wake up, have coffee, skip breakfast, then have a Red Bull, then maybe you eat like a bag of chips because you're kind of all on the run. It's a really good time to look at that and say, all right, how can I better suit my health needs? Whether it's waking up, having coffee, then having breakfast, maybe skipping the Red Bull and having a piece of fruit, whatever it is, how can you look at your daily routine, improve it so that you can improve your health? For Capricorns, it's going to be a very creative time for you. Your sense of fun and passion are going to be heightened. So really focusing on pleasure-seeking activities and authentic self-expression. So opening up to those around you, connecting with, and just making like whatever makes you happy, do it. Engage in those moments, those just like fun times, like really just Capricorn's living it up right now. You may also experience a boost in your earning power and resolve any cash flow issues. So pay attention to if you can live your life and do the things that make you happy and make money out of it, that's how you're going to thrive. For Aquariuses, this new moon is asking you to look towards your home, your family, and your inner emotions. So awareness about your roots and security are going to be really heightened right now. This is like ancestral traumas and ancestral healings. So it's very important for Aquariuses to take note of that. If you notice some like emotional patterns from your past coming up, don't suppress them. Try to work through them so that you can heal them, so you don't continue with this pattern. Focus on what brings you comfort in your family or in a domestic setting. Sometimes families can be very hard. What brings you comfort is staying away from them. And if that's what happens, if that's what it ends up being, it is what it is. But understand, be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and understand that that might be your best option. For Pisces, communication and local interests are at the forefront. So sharing news and information, finding your voice, really important thing, and like sharing your message. So not just talking nonsense, but finding your voice and sharing your message. Attention is going to be brought to your inner circle. So again, like a close-knit community, whether it's your siblings, your neighbors, your colleagues, maybe your best friends. Don't be shy about engaging with those people because what you have to say is going to be important. And just sharing with them and those around you. So that's it for the horoscopes. Does anyone have any questions on those? I can always at the end too, if you want to go back and take notes or like write anything down, I can always go back. But if anyone has questions before we move on to the tarot card, feel free to ask them. Okay, so moving on to the tarot cards. Tarot cards are nothing to be afraid of. They are just a mirror for what's going on in our life and in the world. They can help you give guidance on decisions, provide clarity, situations in your life, just anything that you want to know about, a little bit more information on. It's really great to use tarot cards for. I am using the Animal Spirit deck. It's the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. It's the same one that I used. I'm pretty sure I've used this one every time. I just think the animal spirits fit really well with the moon cycles. So as I shuffle, I'm just asking, what do we need to know for this lunar cycle? All right.
Dana, not to interrupt, but we did have a question from Therese. She just said, question, is this message to apply to all aspects? So that was after the signs. She asked that.
Yes. So here, I'll take in the chat the tarot card. Yeah. So the question for the tarot card is, what do we all need to know for this lunar cycle? And I will, maybe I'll email you a picture of the card and the description so that you can send it out to either her, just to everyone so that they have it.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. The card is the raccoon. You guys can see that. So let's see. Raccoon, talented, shadowy, and hiding. Raccoon energy is at play within all artists to a greater or lesser degree. At best, it indicates talent, tenacity, and skillfulness with a particular musical instrument or creative tool. Its shadow side points to an unresolved issue around self-image and success. Sometimes using a stage name or wearing a mask works in an artist's favor. Other times, it limits creativity. Am I who my audience thinks I am? What if I am ready to grow into something more? Raccoon energy won't let us off the hook until this creative ego fear is resolved. I think this fits pretty well, given that a lot of the horoscope themes were just like finding your true voice, finding your authentic self, taking off that mask and really like showing the world who you are as your most authentic person. So I love this. So I will make sure that I send a picture to you so that you can email it out. Does anyone want me to reread it? So I love that card. I love that one. What's happening? Oh, there we go. Okay. So actions to take. The first action is going outside. So this Taurus energy is very strong earth energy. It's beautiful out. I'm outside. Really just encouraging us to go outside, whether it's walking barefoot outdoors, going for a hike, maybe a bike ride, heading to the beach if you have access to it, even just meditating to the sounds of nature. You can hear the birds in the background right now. I love waking up to them. It's so peaceful. Just spending a little bit of time in nature and really enjoying all that Mother Earth has to offer, because this earth energy is so healing, especially right now. And we've been inside for so long, not just with the winter, but with COVID. And I'm sure all of our vitamin D levels are low. So another good reason to stay outside is to soak up some vitamin D, soak up some sun. Next, the action to take is host an immediate gathering. So this Taurus new moon, that underlying theme of like connections and support systems was pretty evident from the horoscopes. So really just like show your inner circle some love, whether it's family, whether it's friends, you know, do this in as safe of a way as possible. A great way could be grabbing coffee and going for a walk outside with some of your friends. Maybe you host like a little bit of a small, intimate outdoor barbecue or sit around a bonfire, anything like that, where you can invite your loved ones to spend some time with you and just focus on that like communication, using your throat chakra and expressing yourself in your most authentic way with the people that you love, the people that are going to accept you no matter who you are, no matter who you are expressing yourself as. So really enjoying, you know, some company. We've been isolated for so long. It's really important to connect with others just for our health, if nothing else. And then next is connect with your higher self. So you have the ability to answer any questions that come up for yourself. And it doesn't always seem like that at the time. You know, we can be stuck. Should I do this? Should I go here? Should I quit my job? Should I do this? Whatever the questions are, you know, they can weigh really, really heavy on you. But we all have the answers that we need. So this new moon is encouraging us to use our intuition and connect with our higher selves. A good way to do this is meditate daily. It helps to keep you grounded, but it also helps to get you in tune with your intuition. Another thing that you can do, and this is a really powerful practice that I absolutely love, is ask your highest self a question. So take out your journal. If you're considering whether or not you should move across the country, I don't know, write the question at the top of the page of your journal and just start writing. Your first couple sentences might be like, well, I don't know the answer to the question. That's why I'm writing this journal. If I move across country, I am not going to be with my family, but I might have a better job or I'll have new experiences. And as you start writing, you'll realize that when you reread it, you've actually tuned into your highest self, and there's so many clues, if not a full out, like straight up answer. I'm going to move out. I'm going to move across the country, or I'm not going to move across the country. It'll be in your journal, which is really, really powerful. Some people have been able to connect with like their ancestors. I know people who have written to like their grandparents who are deceased, and their handwriting, like midway into writing, actually changes. It's very interesting. It's really kind of creepy, but it's cool, and it's a really powerful exercise that you can do. So I highly encourage you guys to do that if you have an opportunity at some point today or in the next couple of weeks. So next, we're going to move on to our journal. So I want everyone to take out your journal. Take out some pens. I'll give you a few minutes to do this. Turn to a nice blank page. And we're going to do 2 journals. So they're each going to be 5 minutes long. But the first one is going to be about your goals. So like I said, we're kind of heading into this eclipse season where the energy gets a little bit crazy. And it's really important that we take the time now to manifest our goals and write everything down and kind of get our ducks in a line before eclipse season makes everything go crazy. So what I want you to focus on is like, what would you like to complete before summer really takes hold? What goals do you have for this lunar cycle? What intentions are you setting for yourself during this new moon? But it's really important that as you write these down, that you remember to write them in the past tense. So for example, if you're gonna write, like maybe pick 1 to 3 goals, and you can say like, I paid off my tuition for my doctorate and I started paying back my school loans. That's one of my goals, obviously, because I just read it. But it's in the past tense. So I paid off my doctorate. I started paying my student loans. Because when you put things in the past tense, you're acting as if they've already happened. And that gives you that much more energy from the universe. The universe is like, oh, it already happened. Oh, we got to make that happen. It already happened. We got to give you all the energy to it because we got to catch up. So it just gives a little bit more energy behind your goals, behind your manifestations to help speak them into existence. So I'm going to set the timer for about 5 minutes, and you guys can get started on writing starting now. Next is boundaries. And this is a really important journal prompt because boundaries can be seen in a few different ways. First, we've got like, what boundaries are you proud of overcoming? This is things like maybe you never thought you were going to be able to accomplish something and you did it. Or maybe you never thought that you were going to, get certain things in your life and you got them. So like, what are the boundaries that you are proud of overcoming? Also, I want you to take a look into what boundaries has you or someone else placed on yourself. So maybe you haven't overcome those goals and you haven't overcome those boundaries and you haven't been able to accomplish what you want to. What's going on there? Are you limiting yourself? Is someone else telling you that you can't do it? Where are those boundaries? Where are they coming from? And then look into how can you overcome those? If you want something, there's boundaries. No matter what you want in life, there's going to be boundaries, preventing you from getting it. So how can you break it? And then the last one is, what boundaries are you proud of setting? So again, boundaries have like a positive and a negative side. It's really important that you set boundaries for yourself, for your own health, for your own well-being. So maybe you had a family member that was constantly calling you to vent about their day and it was really bringing you down. Maybe you told them, look, we can talk on Monday evenings from 6 to 7:30, and that's it. That's all the time in the week that I have to hear you vent because it's really bringing me down. That would be an amazing boundary that you were able to set for yourself. So just think about boundaries in all of the senses of ones that you broke that's a positive thing, ones that you set, that's a positive thing, and maybe some of the ones that have been set for you that are not so positive that you want to try to break. or any areas where you might need to set them. So maybe you have that family member that continues to call you and you haven't fully set that boundary. Maybe you need to. So kind of just thinking about your boundaries and what you can do with them and writing them down. So you can start that right about now. Okay. All right, so take the next couple of seconds to write down any last little things that you need to. And we're going to move on to sharing if anyone would like to share. So if you would like to, you can either unmute yourself and share, or you can type it in the chat if you want me to read it out loud, or if you want to just share with me, you can just type it to me personally. But I'm just going to write in the chat if anyone would like to share. So when we share our goals for the new moon, when we share our goals, thank you, Anne. When we share our goals for the new moon, it is kind of getting this energy and all of our energies together to give it that extra oomph. So when you share, you actually, the people that you're sharing with can put into the universe that they want, that energy to make it happen. So Kathy, you'll share. Go ahead.
Yes. Hi, I'm Kathy. Hope you can hear me okay. Yeah. So I would like to manifest being super productive during this cycle. I'm just feeling like I want to. I feel like the sun is out. It's a nice day. It's been such a long winter, just grayness. And I'm just feeling energized now and more light. And so I want to be more unexpected in a good way, surprise people and do nice little things, extra nice things, and just put my intention into being a better offerer of the unexpected. And give my dog a little bit extra walks, and treat myself with extra. So, go to Pilates a little bit more, give myself a little extra time to not rush around. So I would just like to manifest more kind of productivity and lightness all the way around, to give and to give to myself too.
I love that. I like that idea of being a little bit extra. That's amazing, and I'm manifesting that with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Would anyone else like to share any of their goals? What are mine? Okay, so my goals, I already shared one of them with you. One of them is I would like to finish paying off my tuition bills from my doctorate that I completed last month, and then to start paying back my student loans. That's a big goal of mine. I also have a goal of just really focusing on my business. I constantly have that as a goal. It's on my mind, but I have really big ideas for Root Wellness Co. and what I want it to turn into. So just continuing to work on that and putting more energy towards what I want that to be, I guess. And for my boundaries, a lot of them have to do with money, because that's always been a boundary for me. It's my own mindset. But working on that, and also just making myself being comfortable with who I am in a relationship, but keeping my independence. That's a boundary that I would like to set as me on my own person, even though I'm in a relationship that I've been in for a very long time, but just keeping that boundary if I'm still my own person. And that's that. You're welcome. Would you like to share? You don't have to. I'm putting you on the spot. Okay. If anyone else would like to share, feel free to just, pop on and if you want to, but I am going to go on to the meditation. And so we've got this grounding energy. So I really want to focus on like a grounding meditation. And the way we're going to do that is if you are sitting, you're going to put your hands down on your lap, like palms facing down. If you're laying down, you're going to lay with your palms facing down at your side. You might want to lay down for this just because we are going to do a little bit of a body scan, but you don't have to. If you want to sit, that's totally fine. Whichever one is more comfortable for you. So let me just move these over here so I can see. There we go. All right. So I am going to kind of walk us through a little bit of a body scan where we're going to send breath to different parts of our body so that we can relax and ground ourselves down. I also have my singing bowl here, my Tibetan singing bowl, and we're going to use the one that correlates with the throat chakra to encourage us all to speak our truth and live our most authentic selves. So begin by just closing your eyes, taking a couple of deep breaths in through your mouth, in through your nose, excuse me. And out through your mouth. And every time you breathe like this, in through your nose, out through your mouth, just focus on really letting go of any tension in your body, anything that's maybe been weighing on you. If there's anywhere that feels tense, sending breath there, maybe it's your shoulders, your neck, your hips, sending breath there and just letting it go and letting your body relax as you let it out. So continue to breathe and just repeat after me. You can do this in your head, you can do it out loud, whatever feels good for you. I cleanse and clear all energy and bring my energy back to myself. I cut all cords and attachments that no longer serve me. And I bring all of my energy back to myself. So breathe in slowly through your nose and slowly out through your mouth. Continue to focus on your breathing, filling both your belly and your chest with air as you slowly let it out. Breathe into the top of your head, send the air to your scalp, to your face. Let it go. Send breath to your jaw, down to your neck. Let it out. Breathe into your shoulders. With each breath out, just relax a little bit more. Send breath to your arms, all the way to your fingertips. Let it out. Send breath to your stomach. And just feel your body get heavier as you breathe out. Send breath to your hips. tension that you have stored there. And let it go. Send breath into your back, releasing your spine, dropping your shoulders, letting your body feel heavy. Now send breath to your legs, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Fill every part of your lower body with air. And as you breathe out, feel them getting heavier and heavier, sinking into the earth that's supporting you. Keep sending your breath to anywhere in your body that feels tense. Allow yourself to relax deeper and deeper into this meditation. Let go of any thoughts that pop into your head. Just focus on your breathing and how your body feels supported from the earth. Continue to enjoy this space of comfort and relaxation. Any thoughts pop into your head, simply just let them go. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. Sink just a little bit deeper, a little bit more relaxed. Let your body feel a little bit heavier. Now slowly start to wiggle your toes, move your fingers. You can slowly open your eyes. If you're laying down, you can push yourself back up, nice and relaxed. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And just let it all go. So I hope as you go through the rest of your day that you continue to keep these feelings of just peace and relaxation, embody that earthly Taurus grounded energy, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Dana. Thank you so much for doing this great session and just, typing in the chat. And thank you everybody for coming today.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
So I will email the picture of the tarot card.
Tarot card. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Have a great day, everybody.